Do the numbers just speak for themselves, or is there some kind of other motive for the filing at this time, Joey?
No correlation at all, Mike. You kidding? I'm being sarcastic, obviously.
Like 100 million each fight.
I would think close to $1 billion.
He probably is, but he spends like a mother. He probably has like a couple $100 million in jewelry.
This is what Floyd writes on his Instagram. Believe half of what you see and none of what you hear, especially when it comes to the media in this country.
Instead of calming concerns, Mayweather's real estate claims have only fueled more skepticism. If accurate, they suggest a dangerous level of financial overreach. His obsession with luxury, whether it's supercars, designer watches, or gold chains, may be his most damaging trait. Insiders report he spends more than he earns, month after month, and with every purchase comes a hefty tax burden, compounding the crisis.
Everything ends up this way. Well, everything does end up this way because people are surrounded by other people who make 10%, 20%, 5% on what the other guy brings home. So people are incentivized to push people to keep scaling and keep going and all eat when you eat. But I think it's very important for people to stand up and say, you know what? I don't think this thing needs to be that big. I don't think the valuation needs to get here.
Despite the ongoing financial controversies, Mayweather recently claimed he invested $42 million into real estate, purchasing 62 buildings in Manhattan with his own funds. While he emphasized that no outside investors were involved, many critics are skeptical. Given his other financial issues, the scale and timing of this investment seem implausible.
He's up there, bro. He's probably got to be at least 400 million. I mean, some of the purses from his fights are like 100 million each fight.
I would think
shit.
close to $1 billion.
He probably is, but he spends like a. He probably has like a couple $100 million in jewelry. Have you seen like videos of his jewelry?
Yeah, some crazy. Let me see. Let me see what his net worth is. Mayweather net worth.
Them Googles be lying though. Huh?
They be lying? You think?
I think so. It's probably not accurate. I mean,
let's see what they say. Exactly what you said. It says an estimated $450 million.
Yeah.
Richest boxer in the world. It's a lot of money.
Ironically, Mayweather often talks about financial strategy, even referencing real estate tactics like buy low, sell high. Yet, his actions don't reflect those principles. There's no doubt about his brilliance in the boxing ring. His defensive skills, timing, and ring IQ are legendary. He retired undefeated, a feat few can claim. But success in sports doesn't automatically translate into financial intelligence. His discipline in the ring starkly contrasts with his impulsive decisions outside of it.
Floyd Mayweather, the highest paid athlete, not the highest paid boxer, the highest paid athlete in the world. I had the opportunity and pleasure to be around him for many years. I was his personal shopper. I was a personal friend of his family. One of my greatest memories of being just lucky enough to even be around that environment was watching him train. Watching Floyd Mayweather train is a masterclass in discipline. It is a masterclass in work ethic. It is a masterclass in this is how you execute and get stuff done. Every rep, he hits it hard. There's not one lazy rep. He does everything at such a high frequency, so elevated. I'm like, goodness gracious, watching this man train, it's like, that's how I want to train for life. I've been to the club with Floyd where we leave in the club 3, 4 in the morning and he's still going to hit his 6 miles. He'll have all the cars follow him and he's running down the Las Vegas Strip, down back streets.
Floyd's financial troubles haven't been limited to careless spending. His name has frequently surfaced in legal controversies tied to questionable business ventures.
Eventually, Mayweather publicly claimed to have paid $26 million to the IRS, but rather than putting concerns to rest, the statement raised more doubts. Was that the full amount owed? Was it paid too late? The timing seemed aimed more at damage, control than genuine transparency. Some critics argue that the announcement was more of a PR move than a solution.
How do you explain all that? How did that happen in your life?
What things happen? I had 3 children with a young lady. We wasn't seeing eye to eye. We wasn't seeing eye to eye. She was a little upset. Had a little alcohol in her system. She was a little edgy, and I told her, basically I needed the keys to my truck. She was upset. She didn't want me to take the keys to the truck. So things got out of hand and blown out of, they blow things up bigger than what things are really made out to be. So things happen.
But nevertheless, you had to do 2 months, right?
Yeah, I did 2 months for a misdemeanor, yes.
So what is it like to have everything and then not have freedom?
That's what I come to find out. Freedom is very important. Freedom is very, very important. And I'm just, I'm happy to be free. I'm happy to be back, in my children's life.
Mayweather's ongoing conflict with the IRS is a serious concern. Federal authorities reportedly advised him to sell off assets to pay overdue taxes, a warning that, if ignored, could lead to financial disaster. When the IRS begins seizing property, it reflects a severe level of financial mismanagement. Floyd's delay in addressing his tax issues has only worsened the situation.
He owed that money to the IRS. How much does he owe?
It's in the $20+ million range.
It's a lot of money, man.
But it's not something that he's been, it's not like deception.
No.
It's just neglect to
it's
pay.
Neglect. And it's also like, I think, and there is like a truth to this. He makes so much money, but there's probably a point when they're like, hey, it's time to pay your taxes. And you go like, all right, here's a check for $25 million. That's an incredible amount of money. And then they go, that's true, but you owe 50 more. And he's just like, that can't be right. I've given you $25 million.
Yeah, he's bought over 100 luxury cars from the same dealer and always pays in cash.
He has $15 million worth of cars.
Congrats.
Even Floyd's uncle, Jeff Mayweather, has openly questioned his financial choices. In an interview, Jeff admitted he no longer understands Floyd's unpredictable behavior, particularly when it comes to business. He seems to dive into ventures without a solid plan, driven more by ego than logic. His extravagant real estate claims have raised concerns among experts who know how risky that market can be.
It's your main man, Made Man, back at it again, and y'all know how I get down over here. We talking boxing. Now, I am fresh off watching episode 1 of the All Access of the upcoming fight between Floyd Money Mayweather and Marcos Maidana. Now, a lot of people may have gotten a lot of things from watching that episode. It was real flamboyant. We seen Floyd Mayweather tossing his money around as always, talking about the Miss Jackson situation. We seen Marcos Maidana looking focused, more so focused on his baby and everything. So those are a lot of the minor takeaways. But my major takeaway from this whole thing, ladies and gentlemen, is I was quickly hit with a emotion of nostalgia, you know what I mean? Because seeing Floyd Mayweather with all this money and cars and clothes and hoes and yada, 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 it just kind of reminded me. There was a small segment in that episode that stated that a lot of fighters believe in their immortality, you know what I mean? We've seen this before. So the question I ask, we have seen this movie before. Boxers traditionally going broke. They start off well, so flamboyant with all this money and all these cars, and they have businesses they invest in. There's something special, at least in their minds they are. And then after either retirement or near retirement or after the fight game has left them, traditionally boxers go broke, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm not saying this is going to happen to Floyd Mayweather, but I swear on everything, man, I hope it doesn't happen to Floyd Mayweather, because Floyd Mayweather is going to go down in the halls of history, ladies and gentlemen, as possibly top 3 to top 5 to top 10 of all-time greats. I mean, depending on how you view Floyd Money Mayweather. But however, he is definitely the #1 boxer of my era, ladies and gentlemen, of my time on this earth of watching this sport of boxing. No one has the skill set of Floyd Money Mayweather. Carve it up, chop it up how you like. Get on the debate about his opponents, all this other crap. We can have that for another video. But this man is going to go down in history as an all-time great without a doubt. And I understand the argument for those who may even present the argument that he's the #1 greatest of all time. I see valid points in that argument. I don't agree with that, but I see valid points in that argument. This is a great boxer. We are going to miss Floyd Money Mayweather when he leaves the sport, ladies and gentlemen. But the fact remains,
Mike Tyson is a cautionary tale that Mayweather seems to be following. Tyson made hundreds of millions during his career, but declared bankruptcy after years of unchecked spending on tigers, mansions, and even a gold bathtub. Similarly, Mayweather is known for flaunting his cars, jewelry, and homes. But behind the public persona, his finances appear increasingly unstable.
People hate consistency when it comes to teams that you don't like and not a fan of, and they constantly win all the time. The Patriots went through the same thing. Small example, I'm gonna just take boxing for instance.
Right.
Floyd.
Yes.
Everybody loved when Floyd was winning early in his career.
Yes.
But when he kept winning,
yes,
he became the villain.
Yes.
And then everybody paying in and tuning in to see him lose.
Right.
That's it. he became the villain.
Joe Rogan, known for his blunt commentary, has publicly criticized Mayweather's apparent neglect of tax responsibilities. Rogan warned that no amount of wealth can protect someone from the consequences of avoiding the IRS, a mistake that has brought down many wealthy individuals. He suggested that Mayweather's flashy lifestyle might be masking serious financial problems, a familiar story among the ultra-rich who mismanage their fortunes.
I have no idea. I mean, like I said, I don't necessarily see Floyd very much, so we don't really get a chance to talk very much, and so I don't really know what's going on. I know he's doing things that, you know, to better his life, like, you know, buying homes and buying, you know, different things, and so I mean, I don't know exactly what he's doing. So I mean, I haven't seen him in quite some time, and I haven't heard about him talking about doing any more exhibitions. Maybe he will, maybe he won't. I don't know, but I haven't heard anything.
I know the KSI team would be happy to make their fight with him.
Once at the peak of sports wealth, Mayweather reportedly amassed between $1.2 and $2 billion from fights, endorsements, and appearances. But just as quickly as he earned it, he spent it. Rather than making sound investments or securing his financial future, he lived as though his wealth would never run out. Extravagant purchases, from gold-plated jets to fleets of exotic cars, became his norm. His obsession with being the flashiest and richest overshadowed any sense of financial caution. Ironically, the very behaviors that earned him the nickname Money are now threatening to ruin him.
You guys all seen the headline saying Mayweather needs money, Mayweather has problems, Mayweather needs Conor McGregor. Well, the truth couldn't be further. Let me tell you, Floyd Mayweather just posted this on his Instagram, and I know it's true because anyone who was around Floyd Mayweather back after the Pacquiao fight in 2015 saw Mayweather with the $26 million paycheck for the IRS. And this is what Floyd writes on his Instagram. Believe half of what you see and none of what you hear, especially when it comes to the media in this country. While everyone is counting my money and assuming the worst, these are the facts. Uncle Sam received $26 million from me in 2015. What else could they possibly want? I'm sure I would have been notified much sooner if there were any real discrepancies, right? Bottom line, everybody just wants to be part of the Money May show, including the IRS. That's fine. You can crunch numbers all day, but in the end, my empire is rock solid and intact. Now calculate that. Hashtag TMT, hashtag Floyd Mayweather, hashtag TBE.
Mayweather's financial troubles aren't limited to lavish spending. His name has repeatedly surfaced in legal battles tied to dubious business ventures. In 2022, he was named in a class action lawsuit over a cryptocurrency scheme accused of being a pump and dump. Though the case was dismissed, it exposed his tendency to dive into risky ventures without due diligence. The situation worsened in 2024 when he was sued for allegedly instructing a bodyguard to assault a man, a lawsuit seeking over $3 million in damages. These incidents reveal a recurring pattern of poor judgment in his financial and legal decisions.
Nothing makes your tax payment look shadier than when you're just holding up cash.
Right.
That's not a good look for the IRS. But he showed his actual, $26 million. They just pay him. Like, I don't know why, like, he's mad at the media. It's like, oh, you guys are making things up. No, it's leaked that you asked to pay after this fight. Like, you make all this money. If I was Mayweather, not only would I pay them on time, the IRS, I'd tip them. I'd be like, hey, here's what I owe you. Here's a little bit. Get your woman something nice, all right? How was Christmas for your kids? Oh, you Jewish, convert just for this Christmas. Here, take care.
Joe Rogan, known for his blunt commentary, has publicly criticized Mayweather's apparent neglect of tax responsibilities. Rogan warned that no amount of wealth can protect someone from the consequences of avoiding the IRS, a mistake that has brought down many wealthy individuals. He suggested that Mayweather's flashy lifestyle might be masking serious financial problems, a familiar story among the ultra-rich who mismanage their fortunes.
$2 million. This substantial investment was made through his real estate firm, Vada Properties. and is intended to expand his portfolio in New York City real estate market. Mayweather has expressed that this purchase holds significant personal meaning, reflecting his humble beginnings and desire to provide affordable housing options. He stated, "Growing up, I used to dream about owning just one home by myself. When you work hard, you can achieve anything. However, it's important to note that while Mayweather has announced this acquisition, some reports suggest that property records do not yet confirm a transfer of ownership. Experts speculate that he may have acquired a minority stake with options for future expansion."
Mayweather was famous not only for his undefeated record, but also for the staggering sums tied to his fights. He reportedly earned over $250 million from his match with Manny Pacquiao, and a similar amount from his exhibition with Conor McGregor. Frequently named the highest-paid athlete in the world, Mayweather treated these massive earnings as fuel for an over-the-top lifestyle. Lavish parties, private jets for his entire entourage, and multi-million-dollar gambling binges became regular occurrences, like prioritizing extravagance over financial stability.
Floyd Mayweather is about to pay $2 billion to purchase a sports team and may never have to pay taxes again. The tax code offers the super wealthy so many methods to erase their income through deductions, and none is better than purchasing a sports team. Buying a sports team is like buying a unicorn real estate property. The value is always going to go up, the owner is going to make money, but on their tax return, they're going to use a strategy to report that they're losing money. See, the owner is actually allowed to write off the entire cost of the sports team against future income. This will allow Floyd to pay less in taxes. It's called amortization, which is very similar to depreciation. But if Floyd ever decides to sell the team, then the taxes will be owed. Who cares then? Because the taxes he was supposed to pay during those years, he's going to take that money, reinvest it for personal profit. See you, Floyd. Hit your boy up if you need help with taxes. My name is Duke, and I make taxes very easy to understand. Give me a follow to stay educated.
Floyd Mayweather, once celebrated for earning over $1.2 billion during his boxing career, is now reportedly facing financial collapse. According to recent CNN reports, despite showcasing his private jets, lavish homes, and million-dollar watches, insiders say his extravagant spending, failed business ventures, and escalating legal troubles have severely strained his finances. Sources claim that Mayweather is quietly selling off assets to manage his debts, with some even suggesting that a bankruptcy filing may be on the horizon.
They got Floyd Mayweather, like...
Well, I didn't say kidnap, but you got your passport taken. You can't come and leave when you want to go, but he ain't in jail, so he's out in a 6-star hotel being Floyd, so I guess it ain't that bad, but we'll see. We're going to watch and see like everybody else.
That's crazy. I mean, when you think of Money Mayweather, you thinking like Floyd may have like $1 billion or something.
He did. He made $1 billion plus. Floyd made a lot of money. And I don't really know Floyd's business, so I'm not going to speak on Floyd's business, but Floyd's very, very, as the world knows, he's money made, very flashy. Look, man, we both made some real money, but you start burning through, you make $2-3 million a year, you burning through $100,000 a month. You ain't really got that much money.
Shit, he probably spending way more than that.
No, I'm talking regular dudes.
I see what
say
you're saying.
we made $3 million, we burning through $100,000 a month. We really don't got no paper like that saved up.
That's a fact.
So even if he's making $100 million, if he's burning through $5, $6, $7 million a month, you still got taxes, you still got responsibilities. So I don't know nobody's bag, but me and you, we real. Yeah. We never count nobody's paper. So
not at all.
I hope he got $10 billion, and I hope he get out of his problem.
That's a fact, because you would figure he should be able to just cash him out, like whatever the tab is. He should be able to wire that.
I think he could do that with no problem. I think he got all the money in the world. I think they may not want it.
Mayweather's vast watch collection, worth millions, is yet another symbol of his relentless need to show off wealth. Social media is full of images showcasing rows of diamond-studded timepieces. While fans might admire the bling, financial experts see waste. Luxury watches, unlike some investments, lose value the moment they're purchased.
I need you guys to watch me talk about my watches. Right here, I got 3 cases, and they're all full with watches. So when I travel, I like to take, if I'm going for 45 days, I like to take 45 watches with me. I like to have options. So everybody's always asking me, what's your favorite watch? Well, one of my favorite watch brands is Ali & Co. As you can see right here, I got this a few months back, and it's one of my favorite watches. One of the best brands in the world. That's just my personal opinion. I like the brand so much, I went and bought another watch just yesterday, Ivy & Co. As you can see, Ivy & Co. Now, let's talk about watches, let's talk about jewelry, let's talk about a few things. I need you guys to watch me talk about my watches. So we'll set this to the side. Now, we want to give the people an appetizer or something light. So we give you 2 appetizers, then we give you a main course, just a few watches that I got while I travel. So check this out. We're gonna go here first. And of course, the company is Ivy & Co. Crazy company. Now, I need you guys to come closer and check this out. So let me come to you guys.
In business, Mayweather's reputation is as unstable as his spending habits. He's often prioritized quick profit over ethical or strategic planning, landing him in failed ventures and public controversies, from shady crypto deals to collapsed promotional projects. A strong financial portfolio needs structure, ethics, and foresight, qualities Mayweather consistently lacks. As doubts grow about his financial acumen, fears rise that his empire is collapsing under its own weight. Without a dramatic shift in mindset, Mayweather risks being remembered not just as a boxing legend, but as a billionaire who lost it all.
Promotion, and when he was with HBO, he worked out that deal to do the 24/7, where you can see the behind the scenes. That was right around the time when reality TV was getting big. So you didn't have social media then. People began to build and know Floyd off of the 24/7. I can tell you right now, my wife even became a boxing fan from watching the 24/7s. So the timing of him becoming his own boss, which you're gonna make the majority